Good evening, Mr. Migara Amithodhana. Starting off with the first question, could you please give us a brief introduction about yourself and please explain how technology affected you from your childhood to bring you this far in this field?
Hi everyone, my name is Migara Amithodhana and I am an engineer by profession. So I was fascinated with technology from my childhood, like you all in the Royal College Young Innovators Club. That's why I thought of following the engineering field, and I graduated from University of Moratuwa, and then I worked in the industry for like 10 years. And I became a chartered engineer, and while doing that we've actually tried to develop some innovative technologies in Sri Lanka and also to take them beyond our country, and that's how I became part of MagicBeat. So the basic idea behind MagicBeat is we develop solutions to take this technical knowledge into the community, especially to children, and teaching them how to innovate around technology. And currently I'm serving as the co-founder and CEO of MagicBeat.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to our second question. What is IoT and how does the Internet of Things affect our everyday lives? And can you explain your involvement in this field within and outside Sri Lanka right now?
So I think not just IoT, every technology is kind of affecting our daily life now. It has become an essential part of our life. So this IoT is just an umbrella term basically. So it refers to everything connected to cloud, like the internet, from your computers to your mobile devices to everything. So I was back in Sri Lanka. I think we were really interested in developing industrial solutions. Like for the industry, we've been doing some industrial IoT solutions for some of the big companies, because now everybody is keen on controlling things over the internet, see the real-time performance of the companies and everywhere. So we were actually involved in developing that sort of solutions, and I think and it's not just my thoughts. Basically it is believed that IoT will be one of the key driving forces of this decade, and that's why I think it's very important to learn this sort of stuff and innovating around this sort of ideas from an early age. And we actually I think Sri Lanka has a great potential in developing this sort of value-added solutions, because it's all about connecting the internet, the devices, the computer systems and all that. And basically it's part of connecting the digital world and the physical world. So that demand is there in every part of the world. And I think we have done quite good projects overseas as well. And I think that demand is available in every country at the moment. So there will be lots of jobs and all created around IoT. And I think that's the importance of IoT and a brief about how we were involved in doing that.
Thank you for that explanation, sir. Our third question is, how can we apply IoT to our inventions as inventors, and could you please explain that by giving a few examples?
Yes, I think IoT can be applied to many innovations and inventions you are doing. So basically nowadays, even if we develop something very simple like a automated car, or even a garbage bin, or even some home automation system, or if you are developing some sort of a small application to solve any problem, nowadays we need that remote connectivity via a mobile app to see its progress via internet, or maybe sometimes to control that over the internet. So this is where I think IoT comes into play. So you can actually connect any solution via a mobile app or a web platform to the internet, and by doing that you can actually achieve better visibility, better results, and also control over the internet, which gives you very flexibility. For example, even if you are not close to that solution, you can actually remotely control it, remotely see the progress. And also another aspect of it is actually collecting of data and identifying the patterns, so we can identify, create long-term models and all that. This is where all these concepts of big data and also artificial intelligence and all that coming in. So I think these are some of the possibilities of applying IoT even in your innovations and all that.
Thank you, sir. MagicBeat is a world famous IoT development platform developed and marketed by you and your team. So can you explain what MagicBeat is and tell us more about this company?
So basically, a MagicBeat is not just an IoT tool. So it's basically an educational tool for students age 8 to 18 to learn and practice, especially things like programming, robotics, IoT, electronics, more practically. So where you will be doing certain activities and learning the concepts of using technology in innovations. So we created MagicBeat to be a very versatile tool, not just for IoT. Basically, it can be used to create robotics projects or maybe electronics projects, practically to develop any solution for a problem that you see in the environment. And in order to do that, you have to program it, because it's like a blank computer and you have to provide the instruction set for that. And this is where you can use multiple programming languages like Scratch, Arduino, Python, C#. So it supports a ton of softwares, and we created this platform as this versatile tool, so students like you can innovate without any limitations using this platform. And currently we have actually we developed this in Sri Lanka and we manufacture it in Sri Lanka, and we have currently exported this to over 38 countries, and we have received very good response for MagicBeat, and we have a very good user community as well. Yeah, so that's a basic introduction about MagicBeat and what it does.
Thank you for that explanation, sir. The idea of initiating a company MagicBeat came up to your mind. Was it just random, or were you planning to build up something like this from your early times?
So it's not just my personal idea. So basically we are a team. So we have 3 co-founders, myself, Anuruddha Tennapon and Akalanka De Silva. So basically it's a team effort that we had in creating MagicBeat. So the idea was we were doing the industrial projects and related to robotics, electronics, automations, IoT, these areas in Sri Lanka. So we saw that there's very good potential for developing this sort of applications. On the other hand, we saw that the other part of the world, people are teaching these things from an early age, the technology, because technology is not just for engineers anymore. So basically whatever you feel, whether you become a farmer or a doctor or a lawyer or even a businessman, you need to know technology now in order to apply it in your field, right? So this is where we thought we should develop a platform where students can learn technology and applying technology practically, rather than just learning by heart the theories and all that. So that's how we came up with the idea of MagicBeat. Then we created different building blocks like the hardware part, the software part, the content part. So then we made it a complete solution for learning the technology.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is, lack of confidence in taking the next step is one of the main issues inventors face nowadays. How did you handle this situation?
So I think this is why it becomes very tricky. You can be inspired by all these videos and what you see in the internet and all that, but unless you do that first step, you won't start creating something new. So that's the basis of innovation. I think what I would encourage to any student is basically start developing something on your own. You might fail or you might do it wrongly, but in that process you will learn, and then you will figure out how to do it correctly. And even every failure is a very good learning opportunity. So I think especially when it comes to applying the technology, we see this trend where not just lack of opportunity, because nowadays it doesn't need like money or big resources to do this. So you can simply go to the internet and learn this stuff and do this, right? So I think the most important thing is taking that first step, trying out yourself and trying to create something new. And that's the story of every billion-dollar company or a very famous product that we see in the world right now. So there's very good opportunity for those who take that leap of faith with the first step. And I think my message to anyone who's just thinking about creating something new or becoming up with an innovation is basically just don't overthink it, just start doing something. So that would be my message to anyone like that.
And moving on to our last question, sir. What is the best advice you can give to our young inventors who are expecting to bring their imagination out to reality? And as an innovative entrepreneur, what is the best piece of advice you would like to convey to our younger generation?
So my message to young innovators is, as I mentioned earlier, start doing something yourself. So first, I think you can even start replicating other stuff that's available. Then I think when you learn stuff, you can start creating something your own. And when you are trying to create something your own, try to solve a real world problem which affects your life or others' lives. So that thing is important to our day-to-day life. Then it will automatically have the demand from others, and others will pay you to develop this one, rather than you just developing something and saying that nobody is buying my product, nobody is supporting me, or the government is not supporting me. So these are some of the common complaints that we hear, but those are not actually true. The truth is, if you can develop a solution which solves a problem of your family or your parents or your friends or even in the community, people will definitely pay you for solving that problem if it's a really important problem. So think about solving a real world problem using the knowledge that you have. To gain that knowledge, please start doing something on your own, developing or even replicating some things available. Then you will learn the technology, how to apply it and how to come up with new ideas and to execute them. And that would be my best advice to all the young innovators out there.
That's all for the questions, sir. Thank you very much and have a nice day.